Okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to World's Your Oysta. And I'm your host, Paula Sanders. And today I have somebody that I have been dying to sit down with for a while. She's a mother of 4. She's a former nurse practitioner, and she is the founder and CEO of Barefaced, a skincare brand that's taken off thanks to its no-nonsense approach and glow-inducing formulas. But what I admire most about Jordan is how clearly that she's walking in her purpose. Whether she's talking about shaving her face, explaining the science behind skin barrier health, or being honest about what building a brand while raising children is all about, she shows up with a calm confidence that's super contagious. We're the same age. We live really different lives. She has a house full of children, and she's building a thriving business. While I am child-free, and I'm just beginning to build something on my own while working for somebody else. So I am really excited about today's conversation because it's going to be about what it really means to take care of your skin, your purpose, and your life in this stage of womanhood. Well, Jordan Harper,
hi.
Welcome to World's Your Oysta.
Thank you.
You've just come in here like with all the energy, and I need that because this is a nighttime recording, which Paula usually doesn't do. I mean, we got a lot going on. The nighttime for me is rough.
We don't stop around here, you know?
We do not stop around
here.
New York
never sleeps. The city never sleeps.
New York never sleeps. Yeah. But like, how do you have the energy in New York and you're not from New York?
You know, I don't know. I just like the energy never stops. I had someone tell me like on an Instagram live, like chill out on the Adderall. And I was like, actually, I don't even take, I'm just a high energy person, you know?
You are.
And that's who I am. So I'm excited to be here too.
Yeah. Well, we're so excited to have you. For me, like you've always been on the list of someone that I've just wanted to get to know more. I think that, you know, you've definitely told your story many, many times, you know, on podcasts, but also on Instagram. So I really like to get into the nitty gritty on my girls that like have told their story a lot. So probably going to ask some questions that maybe you haven't been asked before. And of course, we're going to talk all the skincare. But I do first want to get into your beautiful company because I know that it's obviously something that is so important and special to you. And you know, you have such an interesting start because you were a nurse practitioner first. And I would love to know for you, like, when did you know that Barefaced was something that you needed to put out there into this world?
So the crazy thing is like, if you had asked me, you know, even 7 years ago, I would have never said, oh yeah, I'm going to have a skincare company. And I think being a nurse practitioner, I've now been in the medical field for over a decade. I think it has taught me to be a really good problem solver. I'm listening constantly and hearing people's issues, hearing what they're struggling with. And so when I was seeing patients coming into the office who were willing to invest in their like office treatments, but they didn't have a set skincare routine, and I couldn't find a simplified, effective solution out there, I knew I had to like be the solution to that problem. And then from there, at first I didn't know like, you know, how do you create a company? I have medical training. I don't have business training, right? And so I was just like talking to chemists and kind of figuring that out. And what I did was I had been posting on Instagram for maybe 3 years, just giving, educating, and not having a product line, but just really like providing education. And when I first decided to launch Barefaced, I did a pre-order. And it's like sold out. That helped pay for that first round of like product. And when that happened and I saw like, oh, like they're willing to bet on me and I'm not going to let somebody down and I'm going to bet on myself too. And so that was like really the kick that I needed, I guess, to really like take it serious.
So what was the first product that you launched with?
Toning pads.
The toning pads.
Well, we had toning pads. That was like our main hero product. And then quickly after we had the rest of like the core 4 products. But yeah, toning pads for sure. Even now, they're our bestseller. One sells every 3 minutes. They're very popular products.
And I noticed now you have 3 different toning pads.
Okay, so we have 2.
Please, I thought I saw 3 though. Am I going crazy?
Well, no, you're not going crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so there's toning pads 2. So you always start with toning pads. They're your gentle exfoliant. They help with like smoothing the skin, getting rid of texture. They help with redness. And then once you graduate, you can go to like toning pads 2. Or if you're like more oily, acne prone, you can jump straight into toning pads 2. The third one you're thinking of is a deeper exfoliant. It's in the green. And that's like a weekly exfoliant that you can use for face and body. So it's different. Toning pads you're typically using, you know, daily or 3 to 4 times a week, but the glow peel pads are stronger.
Got it.
But daily for the body. So if you have rough skin on the body.
I've been using them on my body.
Yeah, you should. put them all over. Ingrown hairs, bikini line, any rough skin. A lot of people have like that chicken skin on the back of the arms. They're really good at that.
Oh,
yeah. I brought you some, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm going to need them because I have the chicken skin and it's very stubborn. So stubborn.
So you on the body, you need to use them every day. The body's cellular turnover is much slower. So they're a weekly exfoliant on the face, the Glow Peel pads, but on the body, you need to use it daily. It's not going to be too irritating, but that's what it needs. And for the arms, it's going to take about like 8 to 12 weeks. Because of that slow cellular turnover to see that. But once you get going, your arms will be smooth and you'll be like, what was I doing?
Okay, I'm in. I'm fully in. I want to go back a little bit because you launched with the toning pads, but even take me back a little bit further because you just decided to put this thing out there into the world. Like, how did you know even how to set up your back end of the, like, did you have somebody helping you? I mean, selling a product and putting a product out there into the world is not so much as just easy as just setting up a website.
Right.
So kind of run me through that process.
Nothing. And honestly, like I am a testament that anyone can do anything. And I have no business training, but like this past 5 years, I've gotten basically an MBA in business. And I just believe like you can figure anything out. And so I think I'm very resourceful. And so when I knew that I was solving a problem, I'm like we joke a lot because I'm so there's different people, right? There's a ready, aim, fire. I am ready, fire, aim. So we're building the plane. Like I know what I know about skincare. I like know the products were there. I knew they were solid, but I didn't really know the back end of the business. And so I mentioned the pre-order. So we get the products, the pre-order, they didn't ship out for like 8 weeks. Like if I didn't get a product for 8 weeks and I ordered as a customer, I would be like, what is going on? Like that experience took a while to figure out like, how do we ship these products? I had babysitters, like my child was sleeping. We're packing up in the garage. Like they were helping me. So it was something that like, I truly figured it out. And as we went, and like, that's why I say I'm a testament. Google, I can't imagine what you could accomplish now with ChatGPT. Because like, I was just like, okay, how do I build a website? So I did a Squarespace website. I did have a friend help me with that, which was amazing. But like, again, you're just figuring out who knows what, and then just being resourceful. Because with the internet, you can figure out anything.
It is true. No, it definitely is true.
And I made a ton of mistakes too. Lost a lot of money, like because I didn't know the right thing, or I did, but I knew the products were solid. And I feel like that is, they speak for themselves. And then I knew we were like serving our customer. And when we make mistakes, like, we're making it right. And so I think that's what has made a difference. And I think that's why our customer like continues to come back.
Yeah. And now I've noticed you've actually grown the line a pretty tremendous amount. I think we met over a year ago and there was maybe 3 products. And now I was seeing there's like multiple scrolls.
Yeah, girl.
Multiple
we're always going to be less but better. So, but there are, I never want to add complexity to the industry. And so we'll never have a lot of products, but we will have some that serve, and serve different skin types and serve different concerns. But I always recommend starting with the core 4 because that's how you're going to get healthy skin. But yes, we're not going to ever be multiple scrolls. Maybe, 2 or 3.
Maybe 2 or 3 scrolls. And now I think because both of us are just kind of these like chatterboxes, we should probably just go back a little bit and just explain what Barefaced is, what this beautiful product is that you bought out into the world, and why it's different from the millions and billions of other skincare products that are out there.
I think what's really cool about Barefaced is that as a nurse practitioner and as a nurse practitioner who's treated thousands of patients, I started Barefaced not because I thought it was a good idea. It was because it was a solution to a problem that I saw thousands of times. And I love the fact that like, it also, I've grown up and had skin issues my whole life. So I've always been really interested in skin. But then seeing that, and some of where Barefaced came from is what it means is like unafraid, shameless, wearing no mask. And it's like, that's how I want people to feel. I want you to feel unafraid to like be yourself and not like, you shouldn't wear makeup, but you should feel confident in like being who you are, and your skin is what you put out in the world. And so when I like saw that with my patients and saw that that was an insecurity, first of all, it was like very validating because a lot of times you feel alone, right? And your own issues, and you realize, oh, everyone's kind of going through this. And then, so I wanted to start Barefaced around the concept less but better. And it's really rooted around the core of your routine. So think about building a house. You have to have a foundation, right? And if you do not have a foundation, like you don't need windows. You have to have the foundation. The same thing goes with the skin. You have to have healthy skin. And the core 4 is your foundation to healthy skin. I always want people to start there and like building your routine and making it really like simple and easy to build your routine. So our products are result driven. Obviously, there's other products out there that are results driven. I think what really makes us stand out, yes, my clinical experience, but also we handhold I always call our customers patients just because like that's how my mind works, but that's also how I think of them.
Yeah.
We're serving them in a way that like we're truly acting as their guide. So we provide a ton of education. I also have a team of skincare specialists that can answer any question on DM or SMS or, so they're really available to like walk them through. And then we'll give custom skin consults. So I feel like we're pairing it's almost like an in-office experience, but from the comfort of your own couch.
Mm.
So we now developed an AI skin quiz that's going to be like a further custom recommendation. We're even updating it this next year because AI is like, getting better and better. But what's really cool is that we pair that. And I think that's why our customers come back because we teach them how to use the products. And that's half the battle, right? You have skincare, how do you use it? And then they use them consistently and they see results.
What's your core 4?
Yes. Okay. So it's your SPF, your retinoid, your vitamin C, and your exfoliant. And so ours is toning pads, liquid gold, tinted or sheer protection SPF, and retinol skin therapy. That's like your core of your routine.
And in what order should we be doing this? Okay. And I also saw on your Instagram that we should be doing 2 fingers of SPF, which I've literally been doing like a dot.
I see people on social put on SPF. They're like, ding, 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 ding. It's like they're putting on the tiniest, 2 fingers. I have a UV camera that's really cool, and it shows you the coverage that you're getting. I should find one for you and send it to you, but you'll see like how much you actually really need for full coverage.
So 2 fingers, everybody. Like that is the hot tip. I did it for the first time today.
You did?
Yeah.
Before you saw me, I love it.
Literally, because I was watching last night, I was scrolling all of your stuff. And I was like, oh my God, wait, that's the hot tip. And also I always forget to do my chest.
Yeah.
I literally don't go in the sun though. I actually always wear your hat that I got from the event, the No Sun Club.
Yeah.
I always wear that hat. People
forget about the chest and the neck, and that ages, honestly, like the skin is even thinner.
Yeah.
And it really, it needs to be treated like the face.
And these hands too.
Yeah, in the hands. Okay, so here's what you should do. You put your product face, neck, chest. And then I always just so you don't waste it on the palms.
No.
You're putting it on the back of hands. And my mom, she just like applies the product on the back of her left hand, and you should see the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, you need to start, massaging because
both.
her left hand is like noticeably different in like pigment, and it just looks less aged.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm on that track. So tell me exactly which products that I should be using and in what order, day and night.
Okay. Like more does not mean better. And so when you're starting a routine, you're going to need a cleanser. You're going to need a moisturizer. Yes. But I love the core 4 because those are the ones that are like transforming the skin. So let's start with the morning routine. Okay. So if you are acne prone or more oily, cleanse with a cleanser. If you're not, you can do a water cleanse. People get upset when I say this, but you can do a water cleanse, but like actually treat it like a cleanser. And then I'll use a toning pad. So like a gentle exfoliant, which is also calming, helps with redness. Then I apply a vitamin C. After that, you would apply a treatment serum if you're using an additional serum. So say you want to treat dark spots, or say you need something additional for acne or rosacea. You add a treatment serum after your vitamin C. Then you're doing an eye cream if you use that, moisturizer, SPF, done. PM, I love a double cleanse, okay?
Me too.
And sometimes if you're wearing a lot of makeup, you might need a triple cleanse. Like I might need a triple cleanse tonight. And you want to make sure, and the way you test this is you use your toning pad after you cleanse. And if your toning pad is showing makeup on it, that means your face isn't clean enough.
Yeah.
And so I think of like your first cleanse is sweeping the floors. Your second cleanse is like mopping the floors. Like you've got to like get those 2 cleanses to really take off the makeup and then work on the skin. And then after that, I love vitamin C at night too. If you are over 30, I love vitamin C at night because it's going to help with collagen. And your body needs like as much as it can to produce more collagen. And so I just think like if you can have a full reservoir of vitamin C, so twice daily is really nice. And the clinical studies I've read that the half-life on vitamin C is about 8 hours. So it dips a little bit. So if like you just keep those reservoirs full, we're getting sciencey. We don't need to get all sciencey. Yeah. But the point is use your vitamin C twice a day. Don't worry about it. I've done the research.
Yeah.
I've done the research so you don't have to. Then you're going to want to use your retinoid.
Yep.
And then I do recommend using an eye cream prior to a retinoid because you never want to get migration into the eye area. It can be drying. And then you use your moisturizer.
And then what if you're sensitive? Like I'm really sensitive to retinol.
Okay.
So anytime I use a retinol, it starts to actually give me a rash on top of my eye.
Okay, so what you need to do is that the only spot?
Yeah, and I don't even put it near my eye, which is the weird thing.
It's because product migrates. So product
Right.
can migrate about a centimeter. And whether it's moisturizer or whether it's retinoids, put a barrier before putting on your retinoid.
So a barrier would be a moisturizer.
Or if you're really irritated, so a moisturizer is great. You can also put an occlusive, like an Aquaphor. That will really block it. Nothing's getting through Aquaphor.
So do an Aquaphor and then like because the retinoid is in the overachiever, right?
No, Bakuchiol. Overachiever has Bakuchiol, which is a retinoid alternative, but it can also boost the efficacy of your retinoid. We have a retinoid called Retinol Skin Therapy.
Oh, okay.
It's in a blue tube. I think I brought one for you. But if you use a retinoid, or if you ever have sensitivity, whether it's from a retinoid or any other product, just put an occlusive there. A lot of people get sensitivity around the base of the nose and the corners of the mouth.
Yes.
So you can just before applying it, and it makes all the difference.
Ah, okay. So that's something
you don't know, now you know.
I've actually just not used retinol because for all these years.
Right.
Because I just thought I was not able.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to went to the doctor to get a tretinoin.
Yeah. Well, that would be even worse.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, because it's a strong, so tretinoin, when you put on your skin, it starts working right away. It can be, so if you can't tolerate a retinol, it will be challenging for you to tolerate a tretinoin.
So your products have the
Bakuchiol, but our retinaldehyde has our retinol skin therapy has a retinaldehyde. So there's all different tiers of retinoids, and you want to use the one that your skin can tolerate consistently. And if you can tolerate it everywhere else, but not the eye area, then that's okay. Like if you can't tolerate it right here, but you can tolerate the rest of your face, use that one, or like try this. Retinaldehyde is really gentle, but it's really effective.
Okay.
So that's why I love it, because I have trouble tolerating retinoids too.
Yeah, it's really, really rough on my skin.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about the business, right? Because obviously there's the one side, there's the product, and then there's the other side, which is the business, which is, obviously you're in this for the love of skin, but we also want to be making some money, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's been really beautiful to watch everything grow and blossom. But you're also doing it with 4 children. So I would love to know just how you manage everything with these 4 babies that you're raising, because they're all how old? Under the age of
6 and under. Yeah.
6 and under.
They're busy little people.
Yeah. So how are you managing that?
When I think about when I did not have kids, I think it is insane how much time I wasted. And you just don't realize. Wow. I thought I had no time before I had kids. And now that I have kids, I have gotten so intentional about how I spend my time. And it's been such a blessing, honestly, in my life, because when I had my oldest, and I was just starting Barefaced, I was all over the place, just feeling so pulled in so many directions. And I was like, okay, so I'm a very curious person. I search everything, try to figure out. And I was like, I can't live like this. So I learned about time blocking. And have you ever heard of this?
Of course.
Yeah.
But tell the people.
Okay. So time blocking is incredible because you're writing out what you need to do, and then you're boxing it, or you can call it time boxing. You're putting it in a box of time. And so as someone who's running a business, there's a million things going on. And as a parent, there's a million things going on. So you have to figure out, okay, what do I actually need to do? And I found myself being I want to be present. Being present is one of my biggest goals in life. And when I am feeling all over the place and okay, I'm trying to work, but I'm hanging out with my daughter, or, you're not really anywhere.
Like a half-life. I always call it a half-life. I don't want to live a half-life.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Love that. Okay, I'm going to remember that. So anyways, I started time blocking, and that was really impactful. And then the second thing I started doing was listing out my primary and secondary tasks. So primary tasks are things that are moving the needle. They're actually impacting your life. It's something that if you were going to die, they would read it in your eulogy. Something that's you're really is it spending time with your kids? It's moving the needle in your business, your relationships. Secondary tasks are things that they have to be done, but they're not that important. Your dry cleaning, your laundry,
your manicure, things like that.
Sure. Or it's just household stuff that has to be done, but it's secondary. The brain cannot differentiate between the two. So we typically we'll do a secondary task because it's you're kind of procrastinating the primary. So writing out the difference between a primary and a secondary task, and then batching my day accordingly. So I'm who do I want to be? The person that has the house perfectly clean, or the person that's spending my time with my kids? So it really helped me realize, okay, what is priority in my life, in my business, in my marriage? And that and I've done that really since I started doing it 6 months after I started the business.
And are you writing this out in a journal? So every morning or every Sunday?
I know. Yes. Every Sunday I spend 30 minutes. It takes, okay, so if you're if you've never time blocked before, or if you've never done this, it's going to take 2 hours, because you have to figure out, before you do it, you need to spend a week writing down what you do every day. First of all, you don't know how much time you waste. You don't know how much time you spend doing these little, I think it's called like menial. Is that a word?
Menial tasks.
Menial.
Yeah.
You don't know how much time you do a menial task. And you also don't know how much time, okay, say you're like sitting in your car. I'm just going to look on the phone. That's 15 minutes.
Totally.
So if you do that 3 times throughout the day, that's 45 minutes of your time.
It's horrible.
So you don't really realize it until you write it out. I learned this from Atomic Habits. And so first you figure out what the heck am I even doing, you know? And then figuring out, we also tend to think we have so much to do. And then when you like put it all together, you're like, it's manageable.
It's manageable.
Yeah. So I just spent like a week doing that. Then you spend about 2 hours like, okay, I'm kind of like doing the similar tasks every week. So then you batch them. So I have like meeting days, maker days. That's also been really impactful. I don't do a bunch of meetings all throughout the week. I've got my meeting day and my maker day. So my meeting day.
What's a maker day?
Maker day is like more I'm vision, like I'm strategizing for the business. I'm creating content. I'm really like not interrupted by a meeting that like is going to distract me and pull me in a different direction.
Right.
So it's really where I'm like focusing on the business, or maybe I'm taking half the morning to like hang with my kids or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, and it takes an emergency to like break a meeting or to break a maker day. Meeting days, I'm like back to back to back to back. And then that way it frees up my time. And I'm just like in a different headspace because a meeting will drain you.
Oh,
and then I'm like,
girl.
I can't do all the other, how can I, get in this train of thought after this meeting? Because now I've got like a list of things I have to do. So then I'm on somebody else's time on the meeting, but the maker day is where, and those are days where you really want to think, I've got to get my primary tasks done. This is where I can really move the needle. Because obviously you got to have meetings, but you got to balance it out. Otherwise they'll take over your life.
Yeah, no, for sure. And now are you involved also, because as you said in the beginning, like you were a nurse practitioner, you knew nothing about business. So are you involved in like all of the marketing aspects of the business? Like, do you really get into the nitty gritty, or are you someone who has kind of like hired a great team and really rely on them for all of that?
I have done every aspect of the entire business.
Like you're even in the photo shoots. I was looking on the website. I'm like,
you're what? I'm
in
the
photo shoots.
Yeah, girl, I'm the model.
You're the model. I'm like, wait, what the heck?
I'm the model. Yeah.
I'm like, well, when you look like this, of course you could be the model. Not everybody can do that.
Well, I've done every aspect of the business and we have truly grown. We've never taken on investors. We have grown very much as the business could afford it. And so I would say we have a great team now. But like, it's been very intentional growth, very intentional hires, and we're year 5. Yeah. And now we've got like a full leadership team. But brand and like marketing is like definitely my favorite. And then product development. Those are like my 2 favorite parts.
Wow. And how many people are on the team now?
I think about like 15.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
15, yeah.
And 5 years. So how much has the business grown from year 1 to year 5?
So much. I feel like we were like doubling year over year. And I think this last year, we've now sold over 1.5 million orders.
On your website, it says with the toning pads, how many?
One sells every 3 minutes. Yeah. So it's been cool. Like and what's really cool is that so much of our growth is organic. It's, hey, my daughter's using this. I started using it. Every activation we've ever done, I get more of that than like, oh, this influencer recommended this, or, it's a lot of word of mouth. And I think that's so powerful. Like that's still just like tried and true. That's who people trust. And I think that's why people, they trust us and they keep coming back.
Yeah. Well, you're such an incredible spokesperson for the brand as well. And you continually show up online. I mean, almost every day.
Yeah.
Which as a woman, as we already talked about, with 4 children that's running a business, to come and show up online every single day, like it's
a job.
It's really admirable. Yes. I'm like, wow, damn, like I need to be doing more when I look at you, because I'm just like, holy crap. Like, and it's really inventive stuff. So how, like, it is. Like I was watching your, like, because usually I do like a little shuck it or chuck it, like, which is like, shuck, it's basically a little game. It's like shuck it or chuck it. Is this something that you like, something that you hate?
That.
But I realized that you were already doing it on your page. Like you were rating all the skincare 1 to 10. I'm like, oh, all of our people are already going to know all these already. But like, even just that, so cool, so creative, so inventive, all the stuff with like the kids and the husband, like I'm just like, man, and she's like a comedian. Like you can really do it all.
My dream in life is for someone to tell me that I'm funny. So
you're funny. No, you're really funny.
Thank you.
I think you're really funny online.
Thank you so much.
How do you come up with the ideas, find the time to do it, as you say? So this would probably be on your maker day, right?
Yep.
Maker day.
Yep. If I don't block time, like it does not happen.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my maker day is a content day. And some stuff I see, and like I said, like this is a part of the business I think is really fun.
Mhm.
So I do get a lot of ideas. And then I have a social team that also like will pitch ideas to. And so I definitely have like help with that
Yeah.
for sure. But it is an area that, I mean, I'm still in there that is me. Like I'm in there every day. And I think people can tell that. You can tell when like someone else is running your account.
Do you ever feel that when you're posting, especially about skincare and your routine, that you see spikes in sales?
Yes. If I do it in a way that's like actually, otherwise it's just like another skincare routine.
Right.
But if I do it in a way that's like solving a problem, like if you have dark spots, like, and this is the routine I would recommend, or if you're not using the core 4. So yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But it needs to be done in a way. And this is where I think like Instagram is so powerful because you sell in stories. And you get new followers in your reels. And so it's like you have to create different pieces of content for those different avenues. And so your audience connects with you in stories. And that's why it has to be, I think, has to be you actually in a story. And then I really like going back to problem solution. I like to tell my audience, I'm really like, try to be really strategic with how I don't just need to follow me around all day. So I try to tell them like, take them through something that I'm doing that like, is a story, and then also educating them on like maybe a skincare concern. And I do a lot of question boxes because I like to help people and answer their questions. And so I find that to be really helpful.
You can also learn about your consumer through those.
Exactly.
And it's a great way to collect data. I remember, I don't know, probably 2 years ago, I was following all of your morning routines, right? I still take, I don't know if you still do it, but I still take the Shilajit every morning.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about some of your morning routines, supplements, rituals. I want to know all the things.
Don't you love the way it tastes?
I do. It's an acquired taste.
My husband says it tastes like horse sweat. He's like, are you drinking the horse sweat this morning? I'm like, yes.
Well, I'm concerned, but he knows what horse sweat tastes like.
Also, that's the bigger concern. My twins like it. They drink it with me in the morning.
I put it with lemon now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I do a little squeeze of lemon.
Salt.
Okay.
Baja salt, Shilajit, lemon. I like crave it in the morning.
Yeah, me too. It's like I
do you drink it warm, right?
Yeah, warm and as soon as I wake up.
Yes.
So why are we doing this? Let's tell the people.
Okay, so first of all, the first thing I recommend doing when you wake up is tongue scraping. Before we're doing that, we're tongue scraping, we're rinsing our mouth out with water. Then we're going to consume like liquids that are going to not break your fast. I don't really do intermittent fasting or anything like that, but I do like to really hydrate in the morning. So I love the Shilajit. We get dehydrated as we sleep. So I love adding the Baja mineral salt, lemon, just a little vitamin C action. So I typically will do that. And then I also do amino acids, because they're not going to break your fast. I don't put that in the warm. You have to like separate it, which is a little bit annoying. But then I make sure
you do like a liquid amino acid?
I do a powder, but you can't put it in a warm drink.
Okay.
Same thing with like a colostrum. Like you can't put it in a warm. So some of that stuff has to be, and then I do a vitamin C packet. Trying to do all this before I like have a bite of food.
Yeah.
And then I'll eat breakfast. But I feel like that just kind of like just gets the day going, starts the gut,
Totally.
The cleanse. So,
It's a great way to start the day.
Yeah, it is a great way. I'm so glad you like it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like every time when I do it, I think of you too.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Yeah.
I'm like thinking of you. You got the eye patches on. Are the eye patches still a thing?
Yes.
That was because I remember that was like your thing.
Yes.
The eye patches.
I still wear the same one for like 2.5 years. They're, use them till you lose them.
Yeah.
They're reusable. You can put any product underneath and they're like their eye treatment. Yeah.
I love to use them when I'm getting my makeup done.
Yes.
Too. So like I always put those on and then like, while the makeup artist is doing
And if you're like learning a wing liner, like I'm not great at makeup. If you're learning that too, as I am, maybe most people did it when they're 12, but I will keep my eye patch on and it helps me like have a straight line.
Yeah. That's super smart.
So
yeah, very resourceful woman.
Thank you.
I must say. So what other like fun, aside from obviously the products, what other skincare things are you doing at home? Do you do like a new face microfrequency? Do we like red light? Do we like blue light? Now I'm hearing like green light. There's another colored light.
Yeah. Okay. So I have all the things because I feel like it's also my job as in this space to like try all the stuff and then give my expert opinion on it and, take it for what it is.
Yeah.
So I am doing red light. I do like that. The best results, not all red lights are created equal. There's certain wavelengths you need to look for.
Okay, what are we looking for?
It's like it's like 600 to 633. Don't quote me exactly on that. I'd have to like pull my thing up. And then
is there a certain
near
brand
infrared,
you like?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I do like Current Body. They have a series 2 that's really nice.
Okay.
You see a lot of these red lights that are hard. And some
like
of them
the
are
mask
soft.
is hard.
Yes. And it's there is a benefit to having a red light more close to the face. So like I like the Current Body. There's Omnilux is another good one.
Higher dose?
I think it's okay. I'm not like I think I know
You're not obsessed.
I have done a lot of research on red lights, and I need to look. There's another new one that I really want to look into, but like honestly, it's like those two, Omnilux and Current Body, like
and get the one that has the neck too.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But the ones that touch your face, there's an added benefit because you lose some of that when you're like further away from the face.
Yep. I figured that much.
So I like the red light, but it does need to be used like at least 5 times a week. It's only 10 minutes. You can do other stuff with it, but it's nice.
So no need to hit the 20-minute setting.
No.
Okay.
No.
I did 20 minutes this morning. I'm like, this is too long.
Yeah. It's like I can only do so much. I'm like
the Shilajit is kicking in. I gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the reason I love Barefaced too is because we are less but better. Most days I gotta do my routine fast. I've got these other things.
48 seconds, according to your Instagram.
Seconds. Yes. Okay.
Seconds.
So I'm going fast, but when I make the time to I do a red light. I don't know if I always do it 5 days a week, but like, I do know it's like, just because I know it doesn't mean I do it.
Right.
But I have the new face too. Again, I honestly find that to be so annoying.
I know.
It's like,
I know.
So I don't love the new face, but I mean, I think it's fine.
And I always run out of the freaking gel.
I don't like the gel. It makes me break out. You can use just like an ultrasound gel.
Well, that's what I have. You have an ultrasound gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I don't
like
even
water.
use theirs anymore.
Yeah.
But
The gel
it's always gone. I'm like right now, I have no gel.
Yeah. So I just find that to be like a little bit annoying. I'll do some facial massage while I put on my products.
What about ice roller? Do you like
I love an ice roller. Okay. I do that every day.
Okay.
But that's easy.
Every day.
Because I that's another thing that it wakes me up.
Yeah.
So I'm tongue scraping as I'm walking to my Shilajit. I'm getting the ice roller out and I'm like, it really.
Do you have a preferred ice roller?
I use Skinny Confidential.
The roller or the one with the balls?
I have both. I was on her podcast a couple years ago and she gave me them. And so like they're just in my freezer.
One with the balls.
Yes. I have like the little mint one and I just love it. And I don't even know from a skin perspective. I mean, it's like if you have rosacea or like really reactive skin, I actually wouldn't recommend an ice roller because it can be a little bit too, like the cold can be a little too much, but I love it in the morning. Like it wakes me up. I really love it on my eye area. And then I just put it back in the freezer and go on. But that's like a very easy habit. Whereas like the red light is a little bit more like a commitment.
It's a commitment.
It's like, I can't like drink anything, you know.
It's a commitment.
And then I'm like,
am I supposed to have my eyes open?
No, it's fine to have your eyes open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like keeping my eyes open. I'm like, I'm probably burning my freaking eyeballs out.
It's fine. You don't want to have like with the blue light your eyes open, but red light's fine.
Okay. So blue light, that's good for acne, right?
Yeah.
Blue light?
Yeah.
And then do you also, because I've seen now there's also these red light things that you can sit in front of.
Cool.
Do you like it?
Is
it worth it? To PMF mat? Like, are you doing all this crap?
No, I can't do all that stuff. But I'm not saying it's not. I do an infrared sauna.
Oh, okay.
I do like that.
Do you have one at your house?
Yes.
What a luxury. That is amazing.
That was a big treat. That was like a gift this past year for my husband. It was like a gift we had made to each other. And so I would like to do all that stuff, but I'm like, I just don't have much time.
You want to know the crazy thing? So I got an infrared sauna blanket.
Yes.
Okay. So I got the infrared.
Is it higher dose?
Yes. I got the infrared sauna blanket. I was going in with the towel with nothing on. And I thought that this was like, fine, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Why would you want to go in there with sweatpants on? So like, I'm coming out every night and I'm kind of like itchy and I'm like eczema prone. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting eczema like on the.
You're like, the sauna, it's not working for me.
I was giving myself like 3rd-degree burns. Look, I'm still scarred from it.
Oh, this just happened.
December, I stopped going on.
Let me see that. You know what you should do?
The tops.
Yeah.
So if you have the sauna blanket, make sure you're wearing your sweatpants in there.
Wait, what are you doing for that? Let's get back to that.
Oh my God.
Because
I'm using like cream.
What? Like a scar cream?
I'm using, my friend has this beautiful brand called Trunk. Do you know Trunk?
No.
So I use that. I use her serum and then I'm just using like a moisturizer on top of it. It has like BHAs in it. Like she said, I probably should use scar cream, right?
Yeah. Can I look at it one more time? Excuse me.
I got something else on this too if you want to take a look.
Well, because of your skin type, like you're going to be more prone to hyperpigmentation. You could use, when did you say it happened? December?
Yeah, December.
You need to be really, really careful about getting sun on it this year. It's like a little bit of a scar. Like I would wear a silicone strip on it. Like if you're at the beach or something, if you get sun on that, it's going to take a long time to go away. So if you get a silicone strip at like the drugstore, it's silicone strip.
I have
Put it on there.
You got
them.
Silicone
okay, great.
strips.
Like you need to keep that covered. Yeah. And you can use glow peel pads on it because it's an AHA, but it's a stronger.
Exfoliate?
Yes. But
it's itchy.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I hate that. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I need to go to the doctor.
No, you don't need to go to the doctor. But I'm glad you now don't go in there in the nude.
Yeah. So that's what, this is what my mom is always saying to me, like, Paula, less is more, honey.
Yeah.
Get out of the
Less
sauna
is
blanket.
better.
So I gave it to my best friend.
Oh,
and
you
I
don't use it at all?
No, I gave it to her because I can't trust myself. Because I was really loving it too.
I
Like
know.
I really was enjoying my
So
time
I wear
in
like
there.
a whoop, you know,
Yeah.
or like an Oura ring kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when I go in the sauna, my recovery is better every time.
No, I know. I was sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
This was like devastating to me.
I'm so
It was
sorry.
devastating.
Yeah.
But I gave it to my best friend and I told
Well,
her
at least it
make
went
sure
to a good
wear pants.
person. Yeah.
Please wear pants.
Man.
Is there anything that we're missing? Like what is a non-negotiable for you in terms of just all these wellness things?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm pretty like basic. I love a tongue scraper, flossing. You know, I'm just and like
just a girl.
the core 4
Yeah.
SPF, like very manageable. I feel like I'm a very realistic person. I know that like I want to do things that are preventative, that are going to be like investments in my long-term health. And then if I want to do like a face mask, like an overnight collagen mask for a little added glow, great. But like my non-negotiables are pretty like, I know they're making a difference.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not, I got to floss. It's going to make a difference. I got a tongue scrape, you know, and then always washing my face.
No.
I am not going to bed. Actually, you know what? I'll skip a floss. I'll skip a shower, but I'll still wash my face and have like a nightly skincare routine.
Yeah.
I won't give that up.
I can't even get into bed without a shower. Like I got a shower. So
I'm not there yet, but maybe next year.
I absolutely must take the
Yeah.
shower. Nighttime routine. I want to talk to you about nighttime routine. Like, are you big on sleep?
Love sleep.
Okay.
I'm actually I am a sleep procrastinator. So I love sleep, you know, like I love it and I appreciate it and I like know the need for sleep, but I definitely procrastinate. So I'll like, you know, I'll doom scroll a little bit because it's like when all my kids are asleep. So it's like, I need that little time. So I give myself time, you know, I'll give myself some time to like just mindlessly scroll. But what I started doing was, and like, if you are a doom scroller, I highly recommend I set downtime restrictions.
Yeah, me too.
You did too?
Yeah.
We're the same.
Yeah.
That has been so amazing because it's
Yeah.
like one little pain point and I'm like, oh yeah, what am I doing? I don't really look at that. But it like cuts me off. I need to treat myself like a child to like, otherwise I'm just like, you know.
There's this thing that you could take it one step further. I have not gotten this yet, but it's called the brick. And essentially so it's essentially a brick that you can lock up certain apps on your phone that you need to physically touch your phone to the brick in order for that app to open. So say after 10 p.m. you want to, you know, brick your TikTok and your Instagram. It bricks it. And then if you really want to use it, you have to because you put the brick wherever you want. Obviously put the brick far away, but you'd have to, you know, walk to your kitchen or whatever to use, like for
my
me,
phone was controlling me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta like get control of my life here. And then like I'm sabotaging my sleep. I'm sabotaging like my time I want to spend reading. And like that's my time I want to invest in myself.
For sure.
And otherwise I'm like, what did I just do for 30 minutes?
Yeah, no, I'm blocked off from everything at 9.
Oh, 9. Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
But I'm in the shower. Like I'm in bed at 9.
You're showering every night.
But
I'm
I don't
not
have children.
extra time.
Like that's the difference,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I don't have children. You know, I come home from work. Sometimes I have some of this stuff to do, podcast stuff to do. But like I'm home at 6:30. I don't have to cook dinner for anybody. Like I have my husband, obviously, but I make him cook for me.
Yeah.
And like I have those 2-3 hours to myself. And by 9 o'clock, like she's ready for bed. You know, she wants to go to sleep.
Right.
So like and that's also the thing too is like I actually am not a doom scroller, believe it or not. But I definitely during the day spend a little bit.
So
of time.
the reason I justify it to myself because I'm like, I'm getting ideas.
Yeah, you're getting ideas.
I'm getting ideas. And I do feel like I have some good ideas that come during that, like, because that's really my only time during the day where I am not in work mode. I'm not in mom mode and I'm just in like chill mode. And so I'm like, okay, I'm getting some ideas. But then I'm like, no, I gotta.
Do you ever like, okay, because I have like a saved folder of all my saved ideas. Do you go in there?
Yes, I do. I do go in there.
I freaking never go in
Yes,
there.
I go in there.
When I want to create, I just create whatever's on my mind for that day. Well, I never go into the save tab.
The only reason I do that is because what I was doing was on my maker days, I wasn't planning the content I was going to create. And then I got to the day and I was like,
what am I going to do?
Yeah. And then I wasted my whole time looking for content. So now I go in the save.
Yeah.
And it's made a huge difference. So now I'm actually like creating content on the maker day instead of like just like wasting 3 hours of like time searching and then I never make the video because my maker day is over.
I need to start this maker day thing. I think the maker day is that from Atomic Habits or that's from your head, your brain?
I read so many productivity books. I don't know what is
You're like,
from
I don't know
what.
which freaking one is from.
I remember. I don't know what's from what. And I love to give credit to like where I get my tips from, but I do not know where that's from, but it works for me.
I love that.
It's probably not original though. I can guarantee you that.
No, but it's brilliant. I mean, it's really smart, especially for like, once you have your own business, there is like, not that there's flexibility in your day, but like you don't necessarily know what you're getting yourself into every single day. So you need to give yourself that structure, because otherwise the shit can go haywire, especially when you have children and yada, yada, yada. Like, it's very smart that you.
This is why I also, not original idea from a book I read, Hero on a Mission, is why I started reading my eulogy every day. Kind of creepy, kind of morbid.
What do you mean your eulogy?
Yeah, I wrote one.
Like you wrote your.
Yeah. Me and ChatGPT, we wrote it together. We're together. We wrote my eulogy. It's very beautiful. It made me cry, but it reminds me of the person that I want to be. Because like you're saying, your day can take over. And it can take over in a way that you're like getting overwhelmed about something that is silly and that you don't have control over, that you're never going to have control over. And then you let that take control over you. It's like, that makes no sense. That's something I read. And that's why knowing your primary and secondary tasks, huge, because you can see what's actually important, what moves the needle, and like, I'm not going to let this affect me. And that has like made a really big difference in like setting the tone for my day, because do I want to be a person who's like prioritizing, like making sure my dry cleaning's picked up, or do I want to spend like that extra 20 minutes with my kids? Maybe I have wrinkled clothes, I don't know. But like the point is that you're like, the point is like those little, like that almost sets my traction for the day, right? It's like, I read that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the kind of person I want to be. I'm not going to let like these things pull me away from building the life that I want to build.
That's so smart. So you read that every single day?
Yes, this is relatively new. I just started doing this.
It's so smart though.
Yeah, it is cool. And my husband, I was like, can I read you my eulogy? He's like, no, I don't want to hear that. I'm like,
I mean, you could rename it. You could name it something else. It doesn't have to be your eulogy.
But it's nice to think of because you're like, if this is what I want people to say about me, and this is the kind of person I want to be in my life, then I need to make sure I'm living it.
Yeah.
And not getting distracted by something silly.
I love this. Me and ChatGPT gonna have a date tonight. We're gonna,
yes.
And if that eulogy isn't good,
okay. What you need to do too is you need to do like your 1 and 5 and 10-year vision.
Yeah.
And it like kind of, you tell it like kind of, because some of that stuff you're like, I don't know where I want to be, but I also want to make sure I'm like taking steps to like live a meaningful and purposeful life.
Yeah.
And otherwise, if you don't do that, it's like, otherwise you're just kind of on everyone else's terms.
Amen.
I don't want to be on everyone else's terms,
No,
I show up.
I'm sick of being on other people's terms. I'm working on getting off these people's terms.
I'm doing downtown at 7. Don't contact me.
Do not contact her after 7. She's out. What is something about becoming a founder in your 30s that you didn't expect? It could be bad or good.
You have the time to like make it happen, and you can structure your day and structure your life to like make it happen. And I think that what I didn't anticipate was like, I mean, it's all intensive for sure. But in a way, I like working hard and I like feeling valued and purposeful, like I'm doing something. So whether that's from a motherhood perspective or a business perspective, I don't know if you do the Enneagram, but I'm an Enneagram 3 and I love like being valuable to others. Yeah. And so I think that's probably why I chose the career I chose. And in my 30s, I have gotten so intentional about time. And I realized how much you can actually do. And one of my goals for 2 years ago is I stopped saying, I don't have time for this. And I still catch myself, but I'm like, I don't make time for this because I really believe like, can you do everything? No. But I do believe we have time for the things that we make time for. And you need to know your primary and secondary tasks so you can make time for the things that you actually want to do and the person that you want to become.
Yeah, that is very, very good advice, people. You should take it. Yeah, I love that.
It's from, books and books and books I read.
Which I don't even know how you're freaking finding the time to read these books. I mean, it's like
my downtime.
I know, but what time do you go to sleep?
So I
typically you get up, it's dark. When I see those videos, it's like it's dark.
So I am trying to go to bed at 9:30.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen because I'm waking up at like 5:30. Yeah. So when I see the videos, it's always dark. It's funny. I'm trying to like really read between like that 9 to 9:30. Yeah. Now, is that perfect? No, but that's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes of reading is great. I get it in
10
the morning.
10 minutes of reading. If you read 10 minutes a day, you will have read 62 hours in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton of reading.
Yeah,
and then what happens is once you start reading, you end up wanting to read more. So you're going to read more than 10 minutes. You're going to read like, and when I do that, and I also do this. I treat like, I told you I treat myself like a child. So I have a reward system. So because what I was finding was I was putting my kids to sleep I was coming down on the couch and I was like, I got to get on my phone. And then next thing you know, an hour goes by. See, I have issues. And so I was like, no, you're not allowed to look at your phone until you read for 10 minutes. And then what I do is I want to read more. But it's just like stopping the moment. It's like stopping myself and like adding that little. So it's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then I read and then I end up reading for, you know, a little bit longer. And then I'm like, then my reward is if I want to get on my phone, but I tend to like not want to as much.
Well, it's like once I have the book, it's like I actually I feel guilty when I'm on the phone.
Yes.
I feel guilty because I get up with the sun as well. And I don't really like to work out until like 8 o'clock. So I have like 2 hours because again, childless wonder here. So I just sit in that bed for 2 hours. And as long as I pick up that book first and I don't open that fucking phone, I can read for like a solid hour and a half.
Oh, and you're reading the books. You're reading a lot of books.
I read a lot of books.
Like how many books are you reading a month?
At least 3 or 4. Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
Right now, okay, so I just finished a great novel, but I just picked up the book from Amy Griffith.
Yes.
It's supposed to be incredible, so that's waiting for me right now. So I'm starting that.
What is that one called? Yes, I know the cover.
But I heard it's amazing. Yeah. It's supposed to be like, it's supposed to alter like your brain chemistry. Okay, it's supposed to be so good. Add it to my list. Yep. But I like to read novels. I'm not a big, I read one self-help book that I love, The Karma of Success. I thought it was actually one of the best books I've ever read. I've used and implement almost everything that I learned in that book.
Okay.
But I feel that self-help sometimes can get a little bit repetitive.
Totally.
So like, I'm just like, okay, I don't need to really read all of this.
Totally.
I'm also right now trying to get through How to Do Nothing or How to Master the Art of Doing Nothing or something like that. Also a bit repetitive, but like, it's a good book.
Yeah. Sometimes though, it's like, it touches you in a different space. It's like repetitive, but said in a different way. And sometimes I need to hear something 10 times before I do it.
Well, do you have book amnesia? Because I have book amnesia.
What does that mean? You're falling asleep?
No, after I
you forget. No, I remember everything.
Oh.
I have a psychotic memory.
As soon as that book goes to the other side of the room.
You don't remember?
Boom,
oh, no. I remember.
For the most part. I have to like really think about it. Like I have to really think about it.
Are you like that with shows?
I think I just have a bad memory.
Yeah.
Like maybe
don't say that about yourself.
Trauma.
Don't say that about yourself.
Yeah. No. I don't have that bad of a memory. It's just weird. I think it's just with the books. Like, because I think also because I'm doing it at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So like,
you're not so fresh.
And then also the whole day happened. But so I was just talking to my aunt about this weekend and she's like, because she reads a ton of books. She's like, oh, same thing happens to me. So I'm like, maybe it's like genetics.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame it on our genetics. It's not
maybe
bad.
Add in some omega-3s.
I don't take any supplements.
You don't? Besides Shilajit.
I take one. I take the Shilajit.
Yeah.
And I take because I had really bad hormonal acne when I went off of birth control, and it was like on and off for 2 years. Really, really. I just finally got it at bay, and the only reason it's at bay is because I'm on Spiro.
Yep. Topical or oral?
Oral.
Yeah.
I'm on Spiro, and then topical. I'm doing Dapsone. And
love that. And there's also topical spironolactone.
Oh, interesting. Is that a way I can wean myself off? Because I'm like so scared to go off.
Yeah. Then the only reason about oral is that like it's a blood pressure medication too. So, and it can be like really drying, but I get that fear. I've struggled with breakouts my whole life. So I get that. It's like when you get one, you're like, is it coming back?
Exactly.
It's a stress.
Exactly. But I started taking the hormonal supplement from, she started
I know what you're talking about.
Brand.
The stem. Clear Stem.
Something like that. Yes, Clear Stem. Uh-huh. So I actually hated the product. Sorry, guys. They'll never come on this podcast now. Hated the product. Loved the supplement. So that's all I take. It has
hated the skincare product, but loved the supplement. Got it.
Hated the product's actually really not good. But the supplement was amazing. I think it has like DIM, 5-HTP, a couple of different vitamins. So
something I want to tell you about DIM, which I need to do more research on this.
Okay.
So I'm maybe speaking a little this is not my expertise. I like supplements. I'm not super familiar, but I had a naturopath tell me, because I used to take DIM, that something it does, it like sabotages I'm not saying this right, but let's phone a friend.
Ask ChatGPT.
But yes, where's Chat? My best friend. So it does something with your estrogen. And so to take something called like broccoli, I'm going to sabotage this whole thing. But anyways, let's just look into DIM. Let's all keep a note, look into DIM and see like, I just don't want you to like sabotage the estrogen that you have.
This is true.
Because I used to take DIM and it was like, it's something like that. We got to look into it. Note to self, everyone listening, look into DIM.
Yeah. Supplements. What other supplements do you take?
I take a lot of different supplements, but I would say, okay, so I'm taking beef liver. Love it. I think of that as like nature's multivitamin.
By pill?
Yes.
Okay.
Ugh. And I also do like beef organs. And
All by
then,
pill.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just like Lauren Bostic. You're on the Lauren Bostic track.
Am I? Is she doing beef liver?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
does all
she's
that
eating
stuff.
it.
Yeah. She eats it.
Or eats it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then let's see, I did a blood test and it showed me some deficiencies. So I'm not just like randomly like, I should do this. So I take CoQ10, omega-3s.
Okay.
I am not great at taking a multivitamin because it's like, I don't know. It's like the tough pill to swallow, you know? But then B12, my levels are always low in B12
Yeah, me too.
and vitamin D. I mean, I got a handful of different things, but a lot of it all comes from like a personalized recommendation.
Well, I was going to say, do you recommend that the girls go to the doctor, get their blood tested, and then
I do think there's like a
formulate?
handful of supplements that like 4, I think that are just like tried and true that everyone needs to take.
So the core 4?
The core 4 supplement edition. Here we go. Vitamin D for sure. 5,000 IUs every day. You want to take it with K2 so it binds with K2 so it actually like gets into the body. If you look at people who have chronic disease, cancer, a big thing that you see across the board is low vitamin D. It just keeps you healthier. So even one of my best friends has MS, was treated with like all these prescriptions, was on all these trials, manages it with 100,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day. Takes no other pills. You would never know she had it.
Wow.
Insane.
Okay.
So D3 with K2 is very important. Multivitamin. And I recently, people have these like MTHFR genes where they can't absorb folate properly, folic acid. So a lot of that comes with people having miscarriages or unable to get pregnant. So you want to make sure that you're taking like a methylated multivitamin, omega-3s, and magnesium. I can't believe I forgot.
I'm a magnesium freak. I spray it on my feet.
Yeah.
I spray my feet and then I also have a cream.
Yeah.
And I just started doing that and I put the cream here.
Like before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of my
Yeah.
toes, behind my knees. And I'm off of I was a melatonin addict. I got so addicted to melatonin that I could only use the melatonin from France because it was more strong than our melatonin.
Oh, it's so good you stopped taking it.
Yeah,
Do you ever take like CBD?
Yeah.
To sleep?
Yeah, but it didn't. I mean,
Didn't work?
yes, it worked. It definitely worked.
I haven't actually like gone that route, but I just always feel like groggy, but I've taken it before, but not like consistently, but people swear by it to sleep.
But the magnesium for me, like I'm so happy to be off of the melatonin, like beyond happy to be off of it.
It's like kind of disrupts your natural production too. So you want to stop. Yeah.
And I was waking up feeling
maybe that leads to the book Amnesia. So I'm glad you're off it.
Book Amnesia, maybe it is. But I couldn't remember what book I just freaking read. So no, it was called Count My Lies and it was really freaking good. Count My Lies. It was really good.
It's a fiction. Yes?
Fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, fiction. Okay, let's get into our little wisdom portion. I would love to know from you what you want your kids, especially your daughters, to remember about this version of you.
Barefaced had this opportunity in December. We got this email. I thought it was spam, but I forwarded it because it's like, you never know. I forwarded it to our marketing director, and what it was it was offering us a billboard for free in Times Square. And I was like, I mean, this is definitely not legit, or it's going to be, hundreds of thousands of dollars, who knows? And it ended up being real. And I remember like when it first like happened and we were like, this is really happening. The first thing I was like, I've got to bring my girls to see this. I mean, they're young. So, I mean, who knows? We've got the pictures and videos to prove it. Like they're not going to probably remember. But what I want my kids and especially girls to know is like, and this is maybe cheesy, but it's like, you can literally do anything and like, you can figure out anything. And I want them to also see that like, I have fun doing it. I have purpose. And I feel like, what I tell my kids about when I go to work, I'm not just like, oh, God, I got to go to work today. I'm like, I help people. Like mommy helps people. And my husband's a doctor as well. And so like, I really believe like our work is helping people and I get to help people. I think my job is more fun, than like doing surgeries. But I feel like I love the fact that like I get to go to work every day and truly help people feel better and more confident about themselves. And so I want them to like know that. And I want them to feel like that too. Like I want them to want to help people. And that's like, and you should make your job around something that makes you feel more alive. And I want them to feel like, I was present. And I was fun and playful. I love to be like silly. So I hope that that's what they think of and like really there for their moments and like safe. I want them to feel safe. I had my daughter the other day. She like asked me a funny question and I was like, I just want you to know you can like ask me anything like that. And it was funny. She like leaned into me and like gave me a hug. It was a sweet, like, it was kind of like something that my husband was like, he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, you can always ask me anything like that. And I could tell it was like, oh, because remember you like have those questions when you're a kid, like I want to be my kid's Google. Like if you have those questions, you come to me. I'm not going to make you feel weird about that.
Yeah.
And it was like, but it was cool that I could tell it like meant something to her.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're a good mom.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm doing my best.
We're all out here doing
Yeah.
our best. We're all out here doing our best. Last question. If you could give every woman listening to this podcast a Post-it note for their mirror, what would it say?
Oh, I love this. You are enough and you already have what it takes.
Bam.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Well,
Yeah.
Jordan, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I love that you're here in New York, and I hope you're having a fantastic trip.
I love it.
Where can everybody find you and your beautiful brand on the internet?
So on the Instagrams, Jordan Harper _NP, like nurse practitioner, at Barefaced, and then barefaced.com.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we will see you all next week.